Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week, I wanted to talk about watering the roots and not the leaves. This is something that I have been very bad at in the past. I have been trying to get more into gardening lately, and growing peppers specifically, but just growing plants in general because it's kind of relaxing and it's really cool to see things kind of grow over time. However, on hot days, I go outside and all of the plants are like wilted and sad. And, I'm like, oh, I want to make sure that you guys have water and like you can grow strong and like, you're not sad anymore. So I water the plants, but I end up, putting a lot of water on the leaves because that's what's visibly what the problem is. But obviously the leaves don't collect the water, the roots do. So over time, I learned that, it's not about spraying the leaves down, even though I'm sure that helps because in like very hot days, the leaves burn and then that's bad too. But you really want to water the roots, and the leaves are there to collect the sunlight. And it took me an embarrassingly long time to figure that out. But it obviously translates directly into how you approach your creative stuff too. Like, it's not just, if you're having a problem with something, you don't just treat the immediate, you don't treat the problem, you treat the cause. I guess that's the whole point of this, where you're like, you don't treat the symptom, you treat the cause of those symptoms. And for creative work, I think a lot of that kind of stems from, I'm not feeling creative right now, or I don't have the energy to do stuff. And, where does that stem from? Does that stem from like a lack of energy when it comes to sleep or diet or, any of that other stuff? It's like you have to kind of dive down and figure out why you're having these problems instead of just drinking an energy drink and then going nuts. And I'm not speaking against that. Like, if that's your vibe, if that's how you get things done, that's fine. But I also think that if you're taking an energy drink to counteract something instead of, this helps me get into the zone. I think that it's requires a little bit more mindfulness and kind of exploration on your part to maybe figure out why exactly that's the case. In my case, my diet and sleep schedule were really messed up, especially my diet. And I've been working hard to fix that. And I think that I'm seeing some improvements, but really it's just like I was tired all the time. I just could not get the creative energy to do anything. And like, it was just really slamming me and creating a pretty big impact with the things that I made. But over time, I decided to like eat a little bit better and try to exercise every day. And I feel that has created a better kind of level of normal for me when it comes to approaching stuff. And when I do stream, I still drink caffeine because it helps me engage better with chat, and it still, allows me to be better, have a better energy level, because my energy level usually is just kind of like super chill, and that is not always conducive to a good streaming experience for people. But I just wanted to kind of focus on that because it's really important to realize why these things are happening and not exactly just try to cause or treat the problem. And I don't know, like I definitely don't want to try to dictate how people approach problems in their life, but it's also, important to take a mindful look and see if there's anything in there that you are willing to fix. And if there is, then you can start taking steps toward that. But if there isn't, then that's okay too. Like, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm not your dad. But I think that it's just really valuable for me anyway to treat the problems, even if they aren't like the visible ones. My peppers are doing fine too. I'm looking forward to getting a good harvest this year so I can make pickled peppers, because I love them very much. It's kind of an aside. So yeah, like just if you have a problem in your life, just kind of take a little bit of time to dig in there and see if there's anything that needs to be resolved that isn't really just surface level. So thank you guys so much for being thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. I will remember my outro one of these days. I hope that you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you in the next one. Be remarkable.